get me nice and wet so you can. All the man them want know them number. Pull up on one and say yo. All the girls them want know them out clean. Don't wanna know about that. I just get started. I'm with your team from the world. To your forehead. Show me what you're talking about. My neck, my back, my balls and cover my back. So them man dance and them down. Aye, run the video. Mighty God. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared.
If I pussy this, me, my god dead. Head chip, mother murder, somebody for your egg watch out. Me alone game, 30 of them. And I kick it, take off the roof till it end. Oh, la.
Nation, we are see on screen right now that is dancehall artist Silk Boss. It is clearly a music video shoot. Well, I shouldn't say clearly because it's not like you see any camera, no director or anybody else of that sort. But I guess you just simply have to pick sense out of nonsense and know that this is the shoot for a music video. But the entertainer Silk Boss is now under heavy scrutiny after he decided to write a song that is obviously influenced by the events that took place in Manchester just the other day. The man who goes by Brown Man, who shot and killed a vendor over a tray of eggs. The shooter then went on to do a 4-hour shootout with the police. But before we talk about Brown Man though, Silk Boss, as mentioned before, is now under heavy scrutiny for singing a song that is influenced by the incident that took place in Manchester.
If I pussy this, me, my god dead. Head chip, mother murder, somebody for your egg watch out. Me alone game, 30 of them. And I kick it, take off the roof till it end. Oh, la. Everybody I got it. Oh, la. The 16 busting it.
Many are support Silk Boss and say, yeah man, the song sound good. And Jamaicans are being the big hypocrites again. Because there have been songs about daddy badness, dance and so on. And even Skillibeng the other day sang about the plane that crashed. But you have a majority who not support Silk Boss and his song. And they call for it to be banned and the song not even released as yet. But here is Selector Nico Fire, one of those who are against the song.
So Silk Boss, you take up yourself, run go in a studio and do song boy, you glorify Brown Man. But may I ask you one question? If Brown Man did kill your baby mother Bree and kill your pitney, would you voice that same song? That's the first question I ask you. I need you to remember say you was the artist the man them beat and video and put all over the internet and the Jamaica people and the world sorry for you. And you even write a song about it. And say, Mommy, me sorry. And say, mankind wicked and all kind of stuff. So, oh, you take up yourself now, go in the studio, glorify a man who killed 3 innocent people, brother. You know, see something wrong with that?
But Nation, Nico current about the song. I'm sure we'll hear from him pretty soon once he realizes that Silk Boss is also doing a music video for that particular song.
Mother murder, somebody for your egg watch out. Me alone game, 30 of them. And I kick it, take off the roof till it end. Oh, la. Everybody I got it. Oh, la. The 16 busting it. 7.62 make squally jump fence. So G say you bad and I cover you a dead. I shoot out like Brown Man. 6 body feel the total. I with squad they get total. Remember I gonna be guaranteed.
L.A. Lewis, and is this any surprise? But L.A. Lewis found himself at the premises in which the shootout took place with Brown Man and the police.
Well, last name. Oh, you know what? I wish to disclose the last name. Alright, so people, if you just arrive, we don't have Mandeville now, and we don't have Brown Man house. But we come to collect Brown Man spirit because Brown Man spirit people is a famous spirit now. So, you know, the emperor already people, we have to collect all of the spirit them. So, what him said, his name is not Brown Man, his name is Alfonso. So, we just come here people, yes sir. So, Alfonso, that's the right name, right?
Yes, that's my name. That's my name.
Alright.
As I just asked Nation, should you be surprised by this? Personally, I don't think so. Still Nation, we get more updates on who this person really is. Who is Brown Man? Well, according to what some reports are saying, Brown Man had a criminal history and reportedly terrorized his neighbor. The Mandeville shooter, who was in a 4-hour shootout with the police on Tuesday, had multiple run-ins with the laws in his past. Shooter Dave Alfrancis Wilson otherwise known as Brown Man, had a criminal record in Canada, where he was deported from at least twice. Local reports have confirmed that years before Wilson settled at an apartment complex on Caledonia Road, he traveled to Canada. He was arrested and convicted multiple times for several unarmed robberies in the 90s. In one incident, he and an accomplice targeted a video store. The pair, who were identified as the Yo-Yo Bandits, were armed and held hostages until they ultimately surrendered to the police. Now nation, before this information, a lot of people have been pointing fingers at mental health. Some say Brown Man a hero because Jamaica too hard, and the Brown Man's action is a result of that. Jamaica being too hard. Though some people feel like a fucking idiot after seeing this update. Don't feel like that, but let me know. But after the update and seeing the man's past, his actions in Mandeville, would you still point fingers at mental health? Or his actions, what he did, is a result of Jamaica being too hard? The article don't finish, so we continue. After being deported twice, Brown Man lived on Caledonia Road for nearly a decade. During this time, one woman says she saw signs of trouble long before Tuesday's deadly confrontation. According to a neighbor, Wilson's behavior had been spiraling for more than a year. The woman, who requested anonymity, said things turned sour after she rejected his advances last year. She said that CCTV footage later captured Wilson scattering trash across her property after she and her partner used a shared garbage skip. The neighbor also accused Wilson of poisoning her small dog. She believed Wilson is the culprit after reportedly seeing footage of him throwing something on her balcony while she and her partner were away for some time. She said her dog became ill the following day and ultimately died with a lot of food poison in her system, according to the autopsy. Despite her repeated reports to the police, she claims officer initially dismissed her concerns, even when Wilson allegedly threatened her in their presence. I told them I was in fear for my life, and they laughed it off, she added. Nation, just look at that. The woman reported the man to the police. Not just that, the man threatened the woman in front of the police, and the police then box it off as something soft. But just look at what the man did on Tuesday. Maybe if it was not for that incident, this woman, the neighbor, would have been a victim. Still, we are continue. On Tuesday, she was at the apartment complex. When she heard gunfire, she added that she also saw the police dodging bullets in a van. Brown Man was apparently determined not to surrender when he barricaded himself in his apartment on Tuesday. He fired scores of shots at the police, who returned fire until they could breach the building. Wilson was found injured and died at the hospital. Something tell me that he did not die at the hospital, because this is him on arrival at the hospital, clearly unalive in the vehicle. And the nation apology in advance for not showing certain parts of the video. But I do want you to listen what the victim's wife had to say to Brown Man as his dead body leading the van. Sad, sad, sad. For all of those people that are called Brown Man a hero, I would even say what's in my mind right now. But let us finish up with the article. The neighbor said that Wilson's last act was no surprise because, according to her, he seemed like the type to snap over the smallest things and snap excessively. The standoff stemmed from the fatal shooting of 31-year-old Adrian Bernard during a dispute over the cost of eggs. Inside his apartment, police found an Omni hybrid multi-caliber rifle. I think that the one they must can fire different rounds of ammunition. A Beretta 9mm pistol and more than 500 rounds of ammunition. So nation, after a 4-hour shootout with the police, how much shot, boss? This man still had more than 500 rounds of ammunition. I was going to ask myself how this man get access to so much ammunition. Not just that way him get him guns, but a little voice in my head that say, yo, this is Jamaica. Be real. Nation, with that said, we're moving on. In a Manchester, but a different Manchester. We are across a different part of the world. Here is dancehall artist Vybz Kartel's most recent performance over in the UK.
The king is here! The king is here! The general is here! The boss is here! The governor is here! Let's welcome the boss, the king of all kings! When I say fight, you say Kartel fight! Fight! Let's go! Let's
Dancehall, can't stop. On the mark. Dancehall, can't stop. Bumbo clap. Dancehall, I'm in everything. Yeah.
But look, Matsus have a message for all the people them who doubt Vybz Kartel was continue his role this long. Continue to fill up stadium after stadium, arena after arena.
Wow. Only for empty barrel them from like them dash them from what here. Nah, you're no more nice. Wow. Where was all that noise? Where it gone? Action over word. You heard?
Nation, that's it for this report. Although we have one more thing left to share, but you see what time o'clock, you see what time I'm going to hurry and get that car here. And as usual, my people,
I shoot out like brown man. 6 body feel the total. A with squad they get total. Me no buy gun big it in a holster.
Watch out, I shoot out like brown man.
6 body feel the total. Somebody get total. Them try knock down the door but the door rat. Head shoot up a peep. Squad them a bro and leak. Squad the run got hide. Knife back high jeep. Shot a left him head saggy like mac and cheese. Chest open like a newt in a Japan beef.